Hey guys, today I want to talk about, are most expat dreams realistic? And I think when a lot of guys come over here, their hopes are really high, almost too high. They set their expectations so high that they almost fail. Not all, some. Some guys get lucky, they meet a nice girl, they sit down, go out to dinner, relax, they got a beautiful girl, things are going good. And then all of a sudden, a year later, 2 years later, they start seeing problems. It happens. You know, it happens in the U.S., it happens over here. Nobody's perfect. Filipino girls are not perfect. A lot of guys think that they're perfect. They're way better than the U.S. girls. They are, in some respects, but they have their own set of issues too. And a lot of people don't talk about this in their, when they're out there talking. They don't talk about the issues that these girls have. They don't talk about the money issues. They don't talk about mental health issues, because mental health doesn't get treated over here a lot. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about the secret boyfriends on the side. They don't talk about all this other stuff that happens. And that's something that everybody should be touching on, is talking about the problems that some of these girls do have. There are a lot more good girls over here than in the US. Okay, I'll say that. But you got to find them. A lot of guys, they write to a girl, and as soon as they start talking to them, some of them are talking about doing online marriages and stuff like that, and like they're okay with that. I'm going to marry this girl online. I think she'd be perfect for me, and stuff like that. And then they find out that they get here, and the girl's not what she was really cooked up to be. Because when you're talking online, you're seeing whatever she wants to narrate. She's narrating the whole movie right in front of your face on camera, and you're sucking it up. And a lot of these older guys I see that are in their 70s, late 60s, they fall for that stuff. They fall for that quite often here. And that's the sad part. I'm walking out here because it's kind of quieter out here. But I mean, to live like that, thinking that everything's going to be A-OK all the time, because you're in the Philippines and this is your dream world. It sometimes is not a dream world. Sometimes it's a nightmare for a lot of expats here. A lot of the expats that come over here are starting to slow down. They're starting to wind down, and some of these girls are just ready to start. They're still wound up. They're in their 20s or 30s, and these guys come along and they grab these girls, and they're hot to trot. And the guy can't keep up with them. There's not enough blue pills in the world that are going to keep you that active. For some of these girls, and they go out looking for it somewhere else. And so there are some nice older women out there, and a lot of the guys that come here, they miss out on these beautiful older women. And it's not to say that some of these older women aren't without their baggage. Some of them are. But there's also some women out there that, guess what? They don't have a lot of baggage. And that's what you want to look for when you get over here. When you get over here. Does a long-distance relationship work sometimes? Yes, it does in a lot of cases. But remember, sometimes people get 7-year itches, or the relationship just falls apart and doesn't work out well. We've all gone through that. All of us have gone through our own issues at one time or another in our lives. And it can be difficult. It can be very, very hard for people to go through that. And over here, be realistic when you come here and you step off that plane. Don't think that you're going to be living in a dream world over here and everything's going to be perfect, because you're going to have family members hitting you up for money. You're going to have issues with family. You're going to have your girlfriend probably hitting you up for money. You're going to have issues with possibly personality issues, possibly mental health issues, possibly neighbor issues, neighborhood issues, what have you. It happens every day. It's something that when I come over here, I knew I was going to be dealing with. But some of the guys that I see coming over here, they say, man, the people are so quiet, they're so nice, they're so kind. Yes, they are. But there are underlying things, that soft white underbelly that's there that nobody notices sometimes, and all of a sudden it erupts and it can change your world over here. Be aware that issues in the United States are not all going to go away over here as far as issues with women and stuff like that. You are going to have problems with women over here. You're going to have problems, some of the same problems that you had back home. Or you're going to have different problems. Most likely they'll be different. Filipino women are different. They come with a different set of issues. You got to be realistic about that, because if you're not realistic about that, then you're gonna fail over here. Because A lot of guys come over here and they think they can train the women because they're from the provinces or something like that. And that's not really a good thing, because when the girl finds out later and she matures a little bit, and it might take till you're almost dead, but at some point she's going to realize, this guy's always telling me what to do and training me like I'm a dog. And I'm not so sure I'm cool with that. And eventually she's gonna be mad about that. She's gonna be angry about that. So be realistic, with what you think you can live with over here. Make sure you don't jump into a relationship and get married like that. And I see these guys coming over here, and they get off the plane. They've talked to the girl. Oh, I've talked to this girl for 2 years. I know everything about her. Blah blah blah. But you haven't seen her in action. You see what she narrates for you on the little screen that you're watching right now. She narrates the whole story and tells you the story. Be careful. A lot of guys, that I see coming over here are guys that, back home, it's very difficult for them to get a relationship for one thing or another. It could be their demeanor, it could be their looks, it could be anything. They're not a Casanova anymore because they're older. They're in their 60s, they're in their 70s, they're in their 50s. They might be a loser back home, but they figure they can be a winner over here. And I'm not trying to demean the men that are out there. We have a lot of really great guys over here, handsome guys, normal guys and stuff like that. But there are a group that come over here, and they kind of think by coming over here that it's going to open up a wonderland over here, an expat wonderland. It's gonna, I'm gonna be able to have a different girlfriend every day, or I'm gonna have a really nice girlfriend over here. And that might be the case for this guy to a certain extent. But if the guy's messed up because of mental health issues or any of those other issues, and he doesn't resolve those before he comes over here, you're gonna have the same problems over here. Girls see the problems that guys have over here. They see it. It's right out there. And a lot of girls will only put up with it for so long, and then they're gonna be like, "Hey, I'm done with this." You know what I mean? Don't think that girls over here are gonna say, "Hey, I'm gonna leave." Don't think that they're not gonna say those words. They do say them too. A lot of girls think that because they got an American, it's an American ATM. So if they're sticking around with you for the wrong reasons, even if they don't like you, it's because they want money. They're sticking around with you because you're their ATM. You're their money machine for their family or for them or for their children or what have you. And a lot of guys are okay with that sometimes. And I'm not sure I would ever want to be okay with somebody thinking of me as as a natural born ATM machine. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that at all. And nor should anybody out there think that way, because, you want to have some love there. You want to have some soul ties with these people. You want to have some affection. You have to have some things that you like about that person, and they have to have, like you also. So if you're not bringing anything to the table except for money, and the only thing they're bringing is sex, that's not a good relationship. There's more to relationships than what a lot of guys think sometimes. Sometimes guys think that because they come over here that they're instant millionaires, and they hold that over the woman's head sometimes, that money thing. And I don't think that's a good thing. If you're having a relationship, you have to have 50-50. She has to bring something to the table too. And it has to be something more than sex. Okay, it has to be something more than sex. I think if you're not bringing 50% to the table, and she's, and don't forget, I'm not talking about money. Money is bringing something to the table for sure, but I'm not talking about that. Love, affection. She's a good housekeeper. She's a good cook, and you're going to be a good husband. You're going to help her. You're going to be a good provider. These are the things that everybody needs to bring to the table. A lot of guys just think because their wallet is thick, that's all I need to bring to the table. If they don't, if they don't like that, too bad. They can go screw themselves. Somebody else will come to me for my wallet. And I see that attitude in a lot of the guys here sometimes, and it's not a good attitude in the Philippines. I just don't think it's a good, healthy attitude to have that type of attitude. I think we have to be thinking more about what's good for our relationship, not what's just good for us. Not what's just good for us. We need to look both sides. What are we offering them? Besides your wallet, leave your wallet out of it. Don't throw your wallet around all the time. That doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It does, but it doesn't. I know you're bringing something to the table with your wallet, but what else are you offering her? Are you offering her love and affection? Are you really? You know, are you offering to help take care of her kids and love her kids too? Are you? You know, and if some Filipinos will take advantage of that. The fact that you are loving some that you're caring and you take care of them, they take advantage of it, and they'll start treating you like a dog. I've heard it from many guys over here. It happens over here. So be careful how much you offer up too. There has to be like a delicate balance there. And if you step over that balance, it can throw everything out of balance and mess everything up for you and mess your life up for you. So be aware of what you're doing. Be aware of what you're bringing to the table here. Be aware of what she offers and be aware of what you have to offer. And if she offers a lot and she's bringing something to the table, that's great. You know, it's a good thing. But make sure that you have the ability to give her something. Love, care, affection, you know, you're paying attention to her, all that stuff, and you really love her and care about her. Don't think about your wallet all the time. Nobody gives a damn about your damn wallet most of the time. I mean, if some Filipino family is doing, if they care too much about your wallet, you might want to go step out and try to find another family, because there are decent families out there that'll love and care for you, you know, and not worry about your wallet and what you offer them, what you give them. Once you start throwing that money around, you throw everything out of balance. Everything, you know, they think of you as the natural born ATM. Be careful, guys. Think about that. Have a good head on your shoulders. I see these guys throwing money around here, and they're losers. Those are the losers, the guys that are throwing money around like it's toilet paper. You know, I seen a guy just bought all his affection. You know, he bought all the affection in the neighborhood here. He just threw his money around at everybody, and you know, that's not cool. You know, and you know, I've seen and heard that from many people, that a lot of expats come in, and I think those are the lonely guys, the guys that are lonely. They've lived by themselves for so long or whatever. I see this happening all the time. But a lot of expats here, they're just lonely guys coming over here. They're getting off the plane. They know that they can get a girl right away, and it's true that you can over here. But the girls start picking up on some of these factors, and it doesn't end up well for some of these guys, because some of the scammers out there take notice of that, and they're like, I could take advantage of this guy really quick. God bless, guys. Take care, and have a happy Easter, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's show.